Good morning students. In continuation with the previous lecture of nature and scope of environmental studies, today I am going to focus on the components of environment, and this is nothing but the biosphere. So we'll go in detail what is biosphere. So in this diagram you will get the idea. The biosphere is the combination of the three subdivisions, that is atmosphere, air component, hydrosphere, that is water component, and lithosphere, that is the earth component or the solid component. Then what is biosphere? It is a part of earth and atmosphere in which smaller ecosystem exist and operate. I am going again back to this diagram. Here in air there is a separate system. There are special type of microbes, they can live over there. Here in lithosphere, the trees, number of small microbes, plants, animals, they can live over there, and there is separate ecosystem. And in water also there is a separate ecosystem. So the three main subdivisions of this biosphere are nothing but the lithosphere, which is, as I already explained in that diagram, that is a solid matter. Hydro, the word itself gives, that is a liquid matter or the water matter. And atmosphere, which is the gaseous envelope which surrounds the earth. We'll go in detail in each matter. First one, that is the atmosphere. It may be defined as a transparent gaseous envelope surrounding the earth. Okay, so in the slide already I have given idea about the atmosphere, which is the gaseous layer, and it spreads up to 300 kilometers above the earth surface. Here this diagram again explains you the different layers of the earth's atmosphere. So it is with the different layers, and one is the troposphere. So it extends from the surface of earth up to the height of the 10 to 12 kilometer. You can observe this is the earth surface, and from this 12 kilometer area it is a part of a troposphere. From 12 kilometer to 15 kilometer there is a stratosphere, and next one, that is from 50 kilometer to the 90 kilometer, that is a mesosphere. Afterwards the thermosphere, and the area beyond this 800 kilometer is a part of a exosphere. So as we go away from the earth's surface, we can observe there is decrease in temperature. So it can be very well explained with the hilly region, or we can go for a picnic, or sometimes for any type of a study tours. Hill stations is a good example where we can observe as we go from the earth surface away, so there is a decrease in temperature. So this troposphere is with percentage concentration of different gases in air, does not vary with its increase in height, but the water vapor content are dependent on the weather. Okay, and it increases sharply with height, as does not the air temperature. So air pressure up to the 11 kilometer altitude is 225 millibars, and solar radiations causes water to evaporate from the earth surface. So the part of troposphere over an ocean carries the more moisture than the land surface. Okay, and in this layer it contains 90% of the air in the atmosphere. Here the clouds are formed and they can be carried out by the wind. So this is very important layer where maximum life can exist. Next one, that is a stratosphere, which is above the troposphere. But one thing is important in the stratosphere, that there is a layer which can protect our body from the absorbing dangerous UV radiations, and in stratosphere there is a ozone layer. Okay, and this is up to 50 to 55 kilometer. So this ozone layer is useful for protection of the UV radiations. But nowadays, due to the industrialization and use of different chemicals like chlorofluorocarbon and pherones and halogens, that reduce the amount of ozone in the stratosphere, and this leads to the, particularly at polar latitude, and that leads to the Antarctic ozone zone. That's why the UV radiation directly comes on the earth. So this is also a second part of this atmosphere, that is a stratosphere. And third one, that is a mesosphere. So this is from the 50 to 100 kilometer, 90 or 100 kilometer over there, and it is characterized by decrease in temperature up to 80 degrees Celsius. Note down here, the temperature is very low in this mesospheres. So meteorological stations are mainly in this mesosphere region. And next one, that is a thermosphere. Obviously it lies beyond the mesosphere, but here the temperature rises up to 1000 or 1200 degree Celsius. Remember, as I already told, temperature decreases when we go away from the earth's surface, but from the mesosphere there is increase in temperature. Okay, this is also called as the ionosphere because it is with several layers of ionized air and large number of ions and free electrons over there. It reflects the radio wave signal from the surface of the earth, and that's why it helps in long distance radio communications. Obviously, most of the man-made satellites used in modern communication and for diverse research purpose, so they can be arranged, or they can be studied in this thermosphere region. Okay, so satellitic studies are useful for this thermosphere region, and important is there is increase in temperature. And beyond the thermosphere is the exosphere, where air density is very low. Remember, very low air density, so there is no any type of a life will be over there, and there is a mixture of several gases. So this is all about the different layers of the atmosphere which are at different heights from the earth's surface, and that also varies with the temperatures. Okay, then the next layer from the biosphere is the lithosphere, which is solid component, and it is mainly made up of a three part, that is a crust which is in solid state, which is outermost layer. Here this diagram gives you idea about the components of the lithosphere. Crust, which is the outermost layer, then the mantle, again it is divided into upper lower mantle, so it is the middle layer, and hard rock material is present in the mantle, but this mantle is with maximum amount of magnesium as well as the iron. And the central part or innermost layer, that is the core. Again, outer core is liquid and inner core is solid in state, and it is obviously with highest percentage of iron and nickel, and it is with the temperature near about the 8000 degree Celsius. So different types of or we are familiar with the some countries which are famous for the this Jwalamukhi, we can call it as the Jwalamukhi. So in that area, this inner core, which is hard material or solid material, and outer core, which is liquid in material, that can comes above the earth surface. Okay, so this is the solid part. Second one part of a biosphere, that is lithosphere, and third one, that is a hydrosphere, which includes all water on or near earth surface. This is with part of ocean, lakes, rivers, wetlands, ice cap, clouds, soils, rocks, layers beneath the surface. So each and every water component is a part of a hydrosphere. But this water is exists in three states. One is a solid, that is ice, liquid, that is water, and in water vapors. So whatever water is available, from which maximum part is of liquid state, but it is a salty water, and 97% water is in the form of a salt water in the oceans, and only 3% is fresh water, and which can be useful for the our drinking purpose as well as the industrial purpose. So this fresh water is again trapped in the ice caps. Out of 3%, 68.7% is in the form of ice caps and glaciers. So obviously it is not useful for drinking purpose, and remaining 30 or 31%, it is in the form of groundwater. So that can be in the form of borings, as well as the sometimes lakes are over there, and other material or other groundwater is in the form of only 0.9%. So this surface water is of only 0.3%, and it is in the form of lakes, rivers, as well as the swamps. So only 3% water which is useful for human activities, and that is why we have to use this 3% water very carefully, as we are observing there is fluctuations in this cycle. Rainfall we can observing in the last 2 or 3 decades, that there is the unevenness in the rainfall. Because of the lockdown condition, we have observed good rainfall in different parts of India as well as the Maharashtra. But before lockdown, we have observed irregularity. So obviously this fresh water we have to use carefully, and we also have to try to use the rainwater. So projects for the rainwater harvesting we have to consider for its conservation, or we have to recharge the groundwater level by rainwater harvesting. So this is about the biosphere, which is with the three component, that is atmosphere, then next one, that is the lithosphere, and the hydrosphere. In next lecture we will go for different components that are again in this biosphere. The biotic and abiotic components are over there, and how they can be useful for the human as well as the other activities of the ecosystem. Thank you.